Hey, welcome to your reading. This is going to be a spiritual reading because spirituality and your journey in general, whether you're a twin flame, a divine counterpart, or a soulmate, they go hand in hand. So I really want to spend at least one day a week focusing on our spirituality. How do we improve it? And how do we ascend together as one? So let's go ahead and get into the reading. What messages do you have for the collective when it comes to their spiritual journey, their spiritual growth? What messages? All right, so the first card out we have is 7-Star Sisters. Birthing creations, the tapestry of life and expression. I really like this energy for a multitude of reasons. First of all, the 7-Star Sisters, this is an energy where it seems like there's something new that's coming into your life. There's a creation that's getting ready to be born. Something that you've been working on for a period of time is getting ready to really take off, really bloom in this process. And this is something that is a new consciousness that you've been meaning to or longing to breathe a sense of life into. Whether this is you starting a new business, whether this is you taking on a new mind state, maybe this is you learning how to transmute energy, learning how to communicate with your guides. This card is really talking about us as a collective surrendering to the idea that there is a new creation that we're meant to embark on. For some of you, it's even creating a new business. But this is about ushering in a brand new era of our consciousness. And this is incorporating this consciousness into our life. This is also the card of the artist. So for some of you, you may be being called to create on a social platform, whether that's through music, spirituality, or even content creations. This is also asking you to really think, what exactly do you want in life? How do you want to get there? What are the steps that are necessary in order for this major spiritual ascension and this spiritual growth? Because the question is, what is being birthed through you? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Who are you and who are you meant to be? And I feel like there's something here where you guys have been getting multiple downloads, whether it's in dreams, whether it's through a sense of conversation with friends or family. People are trying to communicate with you. Even your spirit guides are trying to talk to you and say, there's this new spiritual journey or a new path that you're meant to embark on. And this is about you making a sense of beauty through your pain, through your essence, through your life experiences. Because the reality is this, right? Creativity and intuition, they come from the same sacred place. So when we allow ourselves to surrender and we allow ourselves to really go with the flow, the rest of our life kind of goes at the same point. This is through a sense of manifestation that we are able to create our wildest dreams. And for a lot of you guys, people don't understand that your thoughts create a sense of reality. That's why it's so important to keep your energy clean. And in the last spiritual reading, I talked about transmuting energy. And for some of you, you may ask, okay, Whit, well, what exactly is transmuting energy? Transmuting energy is the process of taking negative energy or an undesired energy, and it's turning something into positive or a desired energy, right? There's certain steps or certain methods that can happen. A lot of times it's harder for us to transmute our own energy, but it's easier to transmute energy when you're talking to like another person. For instance, If I'm in a bad mood and I'm having a rough day, I can pick up my phone and I can call somebody, and having that open conversation with somebody that is positive, it's helping me regenerate and transition my energy. But the first step to transitioning and transmuting the energy is becoming aware and acknowledging where I am. It's acknowledging what energy I need to transform. And it's acknowledging the energy that's present within inside of me. This can be a negative emotion, this can be a negative thought pattern, or even some type of physical tension. But having that conversation, what it does is it stops you from thinking negatively, because there's some other positive life that's being bred into it. That's why I always say, when you're out there and you're frustrated and you take that negativity out on other people, now you've just given that negative energy to another person, and now that person is going to give it to somebody else. That's why it's so important for us to remain conscious of our energy, conscious of how we come across. If we are frustrated, we have to ask ourselves, why are we so angry? What is the core root of it? Because typically the person that we went off on, typically the person that we lost our temper with, that's not the person that deserved that energy. And the one thing about me is I really do believe everything is a butterfly effect, where a butterfly's wings, the flapping of their wings, can simply adjust a time period. You could simply, if you're in a good mood and you're talking to somebody that's been down and out and negative, your positive energy, your positive outlook, your positive perception can change that person's mentality. And then that person then goes home and has a completely different energy around their family, around their kids, around their coworkers. And I think that as a collective, we have to be more conscious with where our energy is placed. We have to be more conscious to remove ourselves from our ego and ask ourselves about the bigger picture. Is it worth it to get angry? Because if I'm upset or if I'm not in a good mood, I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm going to make sure I transmute my energy. So the first step is acknowledging it. I know I'm in a bad mood. I don't know why I'm in a bad mood, but man, I'm just in a weird mood, man. Another great way to transmute your energy on your own, if you're somebody that doesn't want to project that onto a friend or a family or whatever it may be, is through a sense of meditation. Your mind is such a powerful tool, and it is important that through a sense of meditation, you become more attuned with yourself, with your higher self. Now, meditation is not something where you just sit down, turn on a frequency, and you're good to go. Meditation takes practice. Maybe you do it for 5 minutes a day, and then you go to 10 minutes. But it's learning how to calm your mind. Now, I heard something recently that was really fascinating to me, and it said that the same part of the brain that our anxiety comes from is the same part of our brain that gratitude comes from. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you that when you guys feel a sense of anxiety, if you have an overwhelming sense of anxious energy, the moment you feel that, stop, pause, and say 10 things you're grateful for. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful that I have the ability to provide for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful to have a beautiful, loving relationship. I'm grateful to experience love. I'm grateful, whatever you are grateful for, start listing those items, because what you're going to notice is that that anxious energy and that part of the brain becomes overwhelmed by that sense of gratitude. And that sense of gratitude is your higher self. That anxious energy, that's your subconscious. Imagine you're on a boat, right? And you're getting ready to hit a big wave. Now, the people that are rowing the boat begin to panic. If the captain of the boat panics, guess what? Pure chaos erupts throughout the entire ship, and everything can easily collapse at any moment. But if the captain says, sit down, we're going to be fine, we're going to weather this storm, it's going to hit us, but everything is going to be okay. immediately what that does is it puts everybody on the ship at ease. Now, the people that are rowing the boat, the people that are the workers, that is your subconscious. So that's why it's so important that when you have that negative energy come in, you're meant to immediately say, nope, not today. Anytime there's any negative thoughts in your mind, you're immediately meant to kick it out. You're immediately meant to say, I'm not doing this with you today. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm not tired. I'm energized. Even if you wake up and you don't feel well, you're never supposed to say, I'm sick. You're supposed to say, thank you for allowing me to recover. Thank you for allowing me to get over this sickness. Wow, I can't believe how great I am feeling. Because your mind is a powerful thing. Your mind does amazing things. And I feel like with this energy, with you birthing this new creation of the tapestry of life and having this self-expression, this is about you birthing the creation of the new you. The other aspect of transmuting energy is really about visualization. What are you visualizing? Visualization can help change your energy. Whether you replace your light energy with dark, whether you take these deep breaths in and you're pulling in this white light, and when you exhale, you're exhaling the darkness. You're exhaling and visualizing the smoke coming out of your mouth, but it's dark. And you do this until once you're exhaling, everything is light. You're bringing in the light and you're exhaling the dark. Visualization has worked for a long time. Visualization also goes hand in hand with certain breathing techniques. And the art of breathing, or the art of breath, is a powerful force for moving and really clearing negative energy. But you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, it's set with a sense of intentions. Your intention is to ground your energy. Your intention is to shift the frequency around you. So that's one way. Just like I mentioned, our subconscious panicking, almost like Beaker running around like, oh my gosh, it's on fire. What am I gonna do? Calm down. We're cool, right? I got an extinguisher, and you know what? I just needed a little heat. I was feeling a little cold. Sit down. We got this. I have this. This is also about making sure that whatever affirmations, whatever you are vocalizing, remember your words, you are speaking life. That's why people say words are spells. You can either curse yourself or you can bless yourself. That's why it's so important to have positive energy. So when I'm in my comments and there's the thousands of amazing people that are speaking positivity in the comments, I love it. But then I'll get the one or two that are so negative. And I think to myself, you know what? I feel bad for these people. Because what they're not realizing is that they're cursing their own self. They're cursing their own relationship by being so negative. This is very, very important that whatever we are vocalizing, our words have power. Repeating certain affirmations can definitely help shift or change your mindset. Because remember, affirming positive beliefs, setting positive intentions can also reshape and redefine your energy, and you attract what you are. I walk around and I say, I am money. I am abundance. I am positivity. I am happy. I am peaceful. I am content. So think about, what are you happy for? What are you grateful for? Again, this all goes back to being grateful. The moment that you are upset and depressed, you need to stop, pause, express. If you're not happy with inside of your life, it's because the mundane, the day-to-day, it's become not enough for your spirit. So that's why you're being asked to create. You're being asked to change. You're being asked to do something different that really inspires your higher self, or even inspires your highest good. These cards are all sticking. Hold on. Let's get these straight. Jump in. Look at this. Look at the eye of the beholder, and she's jumping right in. For some of you, you may need to take a swim. You guys are like, Whitney, it's cold out here. But this is about an adventure. This is about you saying yes to change. There is a major change that's coming. And for some of us, we fight change because change means something different. Change means, I don't know what's to come. Change means doing something that we are uncomfortable doing. But the reality is this, when you change, you also elevate. This is a very beautiful energy because this is an energy of a sense of freedom. I always talk that when you're in a real loving commitment, and even outside of love, there's a sense of freedom. Freedom to be who you are, freedom to live in your truth, freedom to be who you want to be. For instance, one of my brothers is the contract attorney for Facebook. One of them is an Olympic athlete. And here I am, you know, a spiritual person on YouTube. But the beautiful thing is I'm living in my divine truth, as are my other family, and I am happy. And it's okay to be different. It's okay to live in your divine truth. It's okay to adapt to who you are and have the ability to change. I was a senior financial analyst, and here I am. I love numbers, websites, coding. I love all that. But that didn't fulfill me, so I had to adapt. I had to change. I had to go against the grain. My family looked at me like I was crazy, but guess what? Now they understand that I'm following my purpose, that I'm following in my path to success, whatever my success is. So you have to ask yourself, what imprint do you want to leave in this world? Put it in the comments. I want to be able to change. I want to be able to help. I want to create a major platform where we can all give together. My end goal is to have a nonprofit where we can feed people across the world. But you are being asked to change because there's something new that's coming here. And it's encouraging you to go against the flow. It's encouraging you to find the calm in the chaos. There's some type of goal or new creation that you're birthing. But this is about the time. It's like you've waited this long. Why continue to have this void? Why continue to live a life that you're not happy with? And the other card that came out too is you got the love. This is about you setting healthy boundaries, releasing a sense of codependency. This is about, I'm not even going to try to say this because like the Hedarian, maybe I said that right, maybe I said it wrong, but they were like the beacons of love. Pure, divine, unconditional love. They were people who were able to see everybody for who they were. They were able to say, you know what, you hurt me, but I still love you. I understand you're going through a lot. I understand that your projection of hurt, your anger, your words, it has nothing to do with me. It has more to do with the fact that you don't love yourself, but you know what? I love you. God loves you. And when you can see people in situations where people have hurt you, as a result, at times, with a lot of self-love, you begin to love yourself, or when you love others, you begin to love yourself, but you also understand that you have to set boundaries for your own self. Creating these healthy boundaries, healthy relationships, this is important. But this is about learning how to love and learning when to pull back. You can love somebody unconditionally. I love you, but the energy that you're in, it's not positive for me, and I have to love myself because I have a lot of love to give. Therefore, I'm setting healthy boundaries. And by setting healthy boundaries, you're able to take the energy that you were expending into other things and really learn to create in something very different. This is about them saying to you, your guides, to not get lost or lose yourself in a relationship, but asking yourself, how can I develop a more pure love in an overall sense of things, a pure love for myself. What do I need to do? Let's see, what else came out? The courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. A lot of you, whoever is watching this right now, you have such a bright and beautiful future ahead of you. You may not even realize it. But this is an energy where others around you notice you. You walk in a room, your light, it radiates. People automatically turn around. People automatically acknowledge who you are. Who is that person with that beautiful smile? Who is that person that eyes light up the room? This is a very beautiful energy, but this is also an energy where you have to acknowledge that a flower doesn't close when somebody walks by it. And a flower doesn't open when a flower walks by it. A flower is a flower at the end of the day. And this is about embracing who you are and showing it to the world, being proud of who you are, being proud of what your accomplishments are, being proud of figuring out what you like to do and what your soul purpose is. Our soul purpose isn't meant to be behind a desk, 9 to 5, slaving and then going to sleep. Our purpose is, yeah, you have a job, but then what do you do outside of that? How do you create? How do you give? And the dope thing about the peony is that the peony doesn't compete with the cherry blossom. And the cherry blossom doesn't compete with a tulip. They all have their own unique energy, and each one is necessary and needed. It's like the bee and the butterfly. They both have their own things that they bring a sense of beauty to, and both can live together as one. And you're being called to do the same. You're being called to ask yourself to open up, to be seen by other people, to be seen by the world around you, to uncover what your soul's greatest gifts are and allow them to be seen without having to apologize for who you are. You're not the black sheep of the family. You're just the one that maybe had a little extra magic or acknowledged the magic that no one else saw. You don't owe anyone an apology. You are who you are. And you hold a beautiful quality, and your soul right now, it needs to be expressed. It needs to be seen. You're meant to really allow other people to experience your warmth, to experience your gifts, to step outside of the box. Do things you normally wouldn't. Maybe that's saying hi to the weird neighbor across the street. Maybe that's, going for a walk in a park. Maybe it's packing a ton of lunches and handing them out to the homeless. Whatever you decide, you're meant to be seen right now. You're meant to do something that will fulfill you and fulfill your soul. Because right now, you are trying to hide your gift. You are trying to repress who you are, and that's not who you're meant to be. Who cares what the opinions of others are? None of that matters. When you're on your deathbed, you're like, hey, remember Sarah from Walk and Don't Walk? She thought I was a weirdo. No. You're thinking about the relationships that you made, the people that you encountered, the people that helped you along the way, the people that helped you along your journey. It's a very, very beautiful energy. If you guys like these type of readings, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I want to call it our channel because I really do feel like this is something that as a collective, when we heal and we heal together, we can heal across the world. We can heal so many more people than what we realize just by shifting our perception, just by shifting our energy. Like, when's the last time you saw somebody and you're like, hey, you look beautiful. Hey, you're amazing. Something so simple that we find so minute can be changing to somebody else. Can really mean something, can uplift somebody's spirits. also about accepting the momentum of our life, keeping the momentum going, whether big or small steps, pushing forward to what you want. This is about moving forward and embarking on this new journey. This is about you starting your new business, starting your spiritual business, starting something that encourages your sense of spirituality. This is maybe you figuring out, your higher source, your higher power, communicating with your guides. But there's a lot of forward movement that's coming here because there's this major breakthrough ahead. And this significant breakthrough is near. Whatever you're going through is preparing you for this big break. The universe is all about duality. What goes up must come down. Every time something negative happens to me, something amazing happens right after. So I always know when there's some major event that occurs, I'm like, well, I'm about to be blessed. Because everything is about balance, but it's how we perceive it. Spiritual people aren't just, don't go through a lot of things, don't go through a sense of intensity, don't go through hardships, don't go through times where we feel like we're going to break. No, it's the complete opposite, but it's our perception. It's taking that anger, it's taking that frustration and transmuting it. The moment you feel angry, the moment you feel frustrated, sit down. Put it into something. Transmute that energy into a sense of positivity. Invest it back into yourself, whether that's you working out, whether that's you writing poetry, writing songs, noting something, putting that energy back into a business. You're going to be surprised what happens when you take that frustration and you put it to work for yourself. And you're going to discover that through this process, that energy that you're harvesting, that energy that you're harboring, when you use it for good, good comes out, good happens. Cleverness is here. Carefully craft your next move to use the problems to your advantage. Your cleverness will serve you well. You're intelligent. You're smart. You know who knows you best? You. Through this major breakthrough, you are going to have certain things, certain roadblocks that come into play here. But you're not meant to shy away at the roadblocks. You're meant to figure out how to get over them. What is the significance of a roadblock? Anytime something negative happens to me, I don't sit there and woe is me and cry myself a river. You know what I do? I ask myself, what do I need to learn from this? What am I missing? What can I understand in this situation in order for me to know what God is trying to show me along my path? Because everything happens for a reason. Things aren't a coincidence like people like to think. Sacred traveler, there's an upcoming opportunity for you to move or travel. Enjoy this adventure. For some of you guys, you're astro traveling. That's a whole other video. But for some of you, you're being asked to travel the world. You're being asked to experience different cultures. You're being asked to uproot yourself from an environment that keeps you stagnant and change. That stagnant energy, that mundane energy, that day-to-day, it becomes boring. And it doesn't fuel your soul. Where is somewhere that you want to go? What is something you want to do? Do something different. I'm encouraging you guys today to do something different. Even if it's something small, even if it's taking a different way home, it's breaking that routine. And it's creating a sense of excitement. Every time I see this card, I'm always like, aliens are coming. There's aliens coming. But they're asking you to go on this journey, this sacred journey, which I think is so beautiful. But it's a sacred journey about loving yourself. But not only loving yourself, but loving who you are in its entirety, your divine self, every aspect of you, things that you don't like, that extra fluff, that extra junk in the trunk. It's loving who you are through and through. And it's realizing that if there is an aspect of you that you do not like, you have the ability to change it. But it starts with your mental. It starts with your spirit. that's what starts the process, and everything else falls into play. If you're somebody where you have an ideal vision of what you want to look like because that's important to you, visualize it every morning. Take 5 minutes out of your day before you hop on Facebook, before you hop on Instagram, before you hop on YouTube, and visualize what you want, where you want to be, where you want to live, whatever you want, visualize that. Because that alone is creating a sense of prosperity, whatever your prosperity is, whatever your abundance is. You are fortunate, but you were too small, or you were too smart to fall for it. You are being tested. You see? When you're getting ready for a pure ascension, that's when the devil comes forward. That's when the devil tries to knock you off your, pedestal. That's when the devil tries to come and say, you know what? I got some candy over here. Come on. Oh, this is exactly what you need without the work. No, you have to put the work in. You have to stay the course. You have to be clever with the things that are coming forward that are meant to throw you off your track. The people that are put in your life that are meant to test you. Every day you're tested. How are you going to respond? There's a homeless person on the street asking you for money. What are you going to do? Are you going to give them the couple dollars that you have in your wallet? Or are you going to turn your nose and say, nope, too bad? You are being tested. You are meant to give. You're meant to realize how fortunate you are. And every time you give, you receive in the end. But when you give, you don't give to receive. You give because you have, and you know that the universe and God is always going to come back and is always going to bless you with what you deserve. But be careful, because you are being tested. You are being tested to stand in your divine truth. You are being tested to be who you are through and through. You are being tested not to be thrown off of your soul mission. And if you fall for temptation, if you fall for this energy, this trap, just know you can always get back on the bike, but it's acknowledging and it's making those adjustments and saying, you know what, I made a mistake, but I'm not going to make that mistake again. So this is your reading. I think that it was really, really beautiful. Be careful right now. Protect your energy. But also part of protecting your energy is allowing people to see that you are strong, see that you are powerful, and see that you're a divine being. So I can't wait to hear what you guys are getting ready to birth, because there's a lot of new creations. This is about you jumping into this new adventure that you have in front of you, where you're living in your divine truth, and you are out here and you are being seen, and you are letting the world know that you are strong, that you are powerful, that you are beautiful through and through, and that nothing can break you. This is your guys' reading. I appreciate you so much. I love you more than you know. And if somebody hasn't told you today, you are wanted, you are beautiful, and the sky is the limit. If you guys want to check out my website, the link is in the description.